Hey y'all, so today I am back with another Am I the Asshole? This is a service provider edition. So it says, Am I the asshole for refusing to do makeup on a client because of their skin? She says, Hi all, I'm a 34-year-old female and I live in the US. I'm a professional makeup artist and I work for a small company that provides makeup to people for things like weddings, proms, photo shoots, etc. Basically, I do their makeup for them. I've had this job for the past 10 years. First of all, let me clarify that this has nothing to do with skin tone or race. I don't want to mislead with my title. This was over skin texture and condition. I had a client yesterday who I assume was 16 to 18 that wanted her makeup done for a school dance. She made the appointment through the company I work for and I didn't meet her or see her at all before she came in to get her makeup done. Well, long story short, her skin was in terrible condition and I didn't feel comfortable putting makeup on it. She had a lot of open wounds on her face, which I assume were acne scars, some of them with literal dry blood smeared on her face. She also had a rash, she puts a question mark because she's not sure, around her eyes and mouth. I still don't know what it was, but it was light red patches around her eyes and her mouth. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm not exactly sure if the makeup artist is an esthetician because you don't, in the state of California, you do not need to be licensed to do makeup, but you do need to be licensed to be an esthetician. It does matter. I said that to say that when we are in school, we are taught that there are certain conditions, even when you go in because there are makeup academies, you just get certified, you don't get licensed. But we are taught that there are certain conditions under which you do not service a client. One of those obviously being that you have open wounds. If you have a client with a skin condition, for instance, or like with me being a hairstylist with a scalp condition, something like that, we are instructed to refer you to a derm. You are supposed to get clearance from the derm that says it is okay for us to perform said services on you. So I'm just going to start off by saying that I don't think that she was wrong. If this was me, I would definitely turn you away. Yes, you can sanitize brushes and all of that stuff, but you can exacerbate the problem and make it worse. And we all know, even if we haven't got that far yet, but even if she explained to the client's mother or to the client that, hey, this can cause a worse problem than what you already have, and then the problem is worse, then guess what's going to happen? Then her and her business are liable. All right. So she says, I was genuinely worried that she might have a skin condition or something that's contagious, and her face had blood on it, which I don't want on my tools. Fair. Yes, my company sanitizes everything, and I know if it's done properly, nothing should spread. But to be honest, it's still weirding me out to put makeup brushes over her blood and what I think was a rash, and then later use those same brushes on other clients. It just didn't sit well with me. I think that that's fair. I also don't think makeup on her skin would be good for her in general. Foundation going into open wounds isn't necessarily recommended and might have made her skin even worse. That's what I just said. I tried to be very nice to the girl and explain that due to there being open wounds on her face, I couldn't do her makeup because of the risk of infection. I made it seem like my only concern was her own skin health, since I didn't want to seem mean and basically say, I don't want you spreading diseases around my clients. Okay. I was very careful with my words, and I honestly did my absolute best not to offend her, but I still had to be firm in the fact that I wasn't comfortable doing her makeup. The company offered her a full refund and even offered to waiver the cancellation costs, but she insisted she needed her makeup done. Well, she's a teenager, so there's that. My manager ended up sort of siding with me and not forcing me to do it, but talked to her and asked if she'd be okay with just eyeshadow and not a full face, which I still didn't really want to do. But if she agreed to that, I would have. She kept insisting on a full face and made a big scene, ended up calling me a bitch and a Karen, and then eventually stormed out. Where the fuck are her parents? Should I have just done her makeup and not said anything? Am I the asshole? In my opinion, I don't feel like she's the asshole. I understand, she wants to look nice for her dance. I understand that she probably has hella insecurities because her skin is toe up. But I feel like even as like a parent, I wouldn't have put my child in that situation. I would have been trying to make sure that my child's skin was okay first. And like I said, if there was any sort of condition, because a lot of this could have been avoided with a consultation, we know that, but nowadays, a lot of services are walk-ins, or like she said, she works for a company, so she's going into this situation blind. I understand, we are still dealing with a child, which is why the child decided to throw a temper tantrum instead of just accepting it. But we have adults that act like that too. But I don't think that the makeup artist was wrong. If it was me, I would have definitely refused the client for the same reasons and explained the same way. Like, hey, listen, I would love to service you. I'm so sorry that I cannot today. I understand what's going on. I understand that this is a situation, but I would really, 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 really highly recommend that you go and see a dermatologist, because your skin condition is outside of my scope of practice, and legally I cannot diagnose you with anything or treat this, but I'm not comfortable putting makeup on this because it's going to make the problem even worse. So I totally agree. One comment said, "You're not the asshole. She clearly was acting out due to her situation. I would not take that personally, poor girl." And the original poster did say, "Yeah, I really do feel bad for her. I know her situation must suck, and I hate to have added to that. I just wish she didn't yell at me in front of the whole shop." I wouldn't have took that personal. And then the person did say, "Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. You guys should add a questionnaire prior to the appointment that includes face must be free of open wounds or rashes to try to weed people out like this in the future. It seems like common sense." I will say this though. While you can do that, clients are not honest. When a client wants what they want, they will do whatever they need to do or find whatever loophole that they can. Even when you have I see what a lot of videos people will say, like, "Oh, what happened to consultations? People don't take consultations anymore." And the thing is sometimes they do, but you have clients that come from far, right? And for like myself, I will get on FaceTime with you and have a virtual consultation, but clients are not honest. They're not. Like, they have ways to hide things. There's way to have there's filters. There's all kind of things that you can do, right? Like, as a hairstylist, I had a client that sent me pictures and a video, of her hair. And she was telling me that she had got a relaxer from someone, and the relaxer burnt her hair out, and she wanted to see what I could do for her. And when the video, by the way that she positioned the phone and did the videos, it didn't look like there was anything wrong outside of the fact that her hair was short. Well, she had really dense and thick hair. And so it wasn't until she got to me, and she drove from like the valley, so it was like an hour and a half to get to me. I did end up doing her hair, but I did tell her that after I couldn't service her after that. I didn't want to turn her away, and it took her so long to get to me. But she was very dishonest about what was going on with her hair, because once I washed her and got into that hair, it was bald spots in certain places. It was hair that was this short. It was a lot, and a lot of the time we will just grit our teeth and we'll get it done. But there are situations where you just have to honestly say, "You know what, I'm sorry, I can't," because like I said, it becomes a liability issue. So if she would have taken this girl, if the girl would have gotten her makeup done and everything was cool, and then a couple of days later the rash got worse, or she developed some sort of infection, then now the business is liable. So y'all get in the comments, y'all let me know what you think, and I will see y'all in the next video.